What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Star Wars headquarters. We are back again with some more news, this time all about the planet Felucia, which of course arrives next week on September 25th. As a part of the September update, it is going to be an epic Capital Supremacy map from what the community transmission is telling us here, and we're going to go over all of the details because they reveal what every command post is about, including their environment, which is going to be a village, a command post around a Sarlacc pit, a farm, caves, and a swamp. So a lot of stuff go over in this community transmission. And unfortunately, there's no new images, though. We're still stuck with the same concept art of Felucia, but there were no new images in this community transmission, which is certainly a bummer, but we will be getting a community update video for Felucia, which of course will detail everything in the September update, so I cannot wait to see that. So, Ben Walk did confirm that we will be getting a community update video that will showcase Felucia in full. I cannot wait to see it, but hit that like button, and also don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel. We report on everything Star Wars Battlefront 2, and as soon as Felucia releases, we will have full gameplay of the new planet on our channel. So, let's take a look at that community transmission and see what it had to say about each individual command post for the new planet, which of course again included a village, a Sarlacc pit, a farm, caves, and a swamp. So we're going to start off with the command post village, and this is what the community transmission had to say about the village command post. It said, Felucian villages have an aesthetic that almost blends into the environment, almost as if the villages had been constructed as to not obscure or take away from the natural beauty of the planet. Those defending this command post will want to utilize the village structures for additional cover while also taking advantage of the slight increase in height. So it sounds like if you're on the village command post, you're going to have the high ground. So Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to love this command post for sure. Now, let's move on to the command post that everyone's talking about. Command post Sarlacc. So it says, very few creatures across the galaxy are as feared as the Sarlacc. Even in death, the Sarlacc poses a formidable sight. What was once an area where none would dare enter, at least by their own choosing, is now a battleground for the ongoing conflict between separatist and clone armies on Felucia. It then goes on to say, this command post is located upon a narrow structure that overlooks the now deceased Sarlacc. Defending the entrance to this structure will be pivotal should you want to keep hold of the command post. So this command post sounds like it's going to be, a command post where a lot of battles occur, of course, because of this narrow structure that overlooks the Sarlacc. Now, they mentioned it's deceased, but I'm sure you can still fall into it. So that's going to be interesting to see that for sure. Next up is, of course, the farm command post. Now, this one goes on to say, farming is an important aspect of Felucian society, as they can often be found scattered across the planet's lush and vibrant landscape. While this one idyllic farm had spent its best years being tilled and cultivated, it's now a location that bears the scars of battle. This command post is relatively open, with a bulk of the cover coming in the form of various bits of equipment, but with entrances in multiple directions. You'll need to keep an eye out for flanking enemies. So this one sounds like it's going to be open from the description, of course, which is not surprising, but the good news is there's going to be some farm equipment, it sounds like, that you can take and use as cover to prevent yourself from getting sniped. Because as you know, I absolutely hate snipers. So it's good to know that on the farm command post, you can, at least take cover, even though it is wide open. So that's good news about that command post. Now, the caves. Let's talk about the caves. So it says, a network of open-air caves run amongst this Felucian landscape and have become a critical area as both the Separatists and Republic fight for control over them. A fairly secluded location, you'll have to get close in order to be able to see the command post, as it's located within the network of caves itself. At least the Rancor that used to dwell here is long gone, but the remnants of it still remain. So this is going to give us flashbacks of Jabba's palace, of course. So there's going to be a dead Rancor in the command post cave. Will we ever see a Rancor that is alive in an upcoming map? I think that'll be really cool to see a Rancor that is actually alive. But regardless, this command post sounds really cool. Sounds like it's going to be a little bit claustrophobic, of course, since it is, within the depths of the cave, if you will. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with it. Now, also, we're going to go on to the next command post here, which says the following. So the next command post is the swamp. So it says it was used as a drop site by the Separatists, and this location is some swamp. This location in some swamplands has become a key of strategic importance. Now it says this command post, while surrounded by fairly open terrain, has considerable amount of cover in the form of Separatist dropship and various supply crates. Make use of this cover, as without it, you'll be an easy target. Now, it then goes on to describe the environment in a little bit more detail. It says, as beautiful as Felucia is, the environment can also be hostile to those that traverse its lush and vibrant landscape. Mushrooms can explode, and certain plants can leave behind a hazardous gas that will harm anyone that gets caught within it. And it says, while the planet's surface is more than enough to keep your attention, you may want to glance upwards on occasion, as you'll sometimes see both the Felucian Ripper and Manta flying through the sky. So how cool is that? I can't wait to see, the environment and all of this stuff going on Felucia. And I cannot wait to see the glowing plant life as well. And the swamp command post certainly sounds as cool as the other ones. But let me know, which command post do you think is going to be your favorite? The village, the Sarlacc pit, the farm, caves, or the swamp? So let me know, which one do you think is going to be your absolute favorite out of all of those command posts? I think personally, I'm really looking forward to, of course, seeing the Sarlacc pit, and then of course the village. I'm also looking forward to the caves and swamp and farm, of course, but I think those two, the Sarlacc pit and village, are definitely up on my list for sure. I cannot wait to see what they look like, and I'm really curious to see how these command posts are organized, in terms of next to one another. Are they open, and do they allow multiple entrances? It certainly does sound like it from the description. I'm hoping that there's not any major choke points, of course. They have never had that problem from what I've seen, at least, in many of their Capital Supremacy maps, so that's good news, and I hope they continue this with, with Felucia. Now, I did want to mention something else. If you're wondering about instant action as a part of the September 25th update, we will be getting details on that soon. This was asked by Cracked, who said, which one of these community transmissions will detail the customization options for instant action? And, Ben responded and said, the release notes community transmission. So that will be in the official patch notes, so that's good news. Now, capital ship, with the capital ship phases, excuse me, that's also being looked at as well. So as you know, they did make quite a big change to the capital ship phase within Capital Supremacy. I personally don't like the second phase within the capital ship phase, if you will, and it looks like they will be looking at that soon. I'm hoping by the time Felucia releases, of course, they have a fix for that. So I'll keep you updated on that as soon as we find out any new details on that. But that's going to do it for this video. We're going to be keeping our eyes peeled for the Felucia community update video as well, which is going to reveal everything about Felucia, new footage in there, and then also detail everything in the September 25th update, which will include Clone Commandos, instant action mode, and then of course the 4-player PvE co-op, and then of course Felucia, the new planet on Capital Supremacy. So a lot of stuff to look forward to still. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button if you did. We'll be back with more Battlefront 2 goodness here at the Star Wars HQ. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you all next time, and may the Force be with you always.